Hey guys, it's Kaylee. I am here with a Q&A video. I thought we would do kind of a That is Rad inspired Q&A. I'm not sure if you guys have ever watched her channel, but she makes videos all about Poshmark, and pretty much almost every day she does a Q&A video answering questions that her subscribers have asked her on YouTube. So due to the amount of questions that I'm getting as my channel grows, so do the number of questions. I absolutely love hearing from you guys, so don't stop sending me your questions. But I am gonna start answering these questions in a video format versus answering you personally. I'm doing this in order to help everyone that is wondering the answers to these questions. Chances are, if you're asking them, other people are wondering the same thing. And your questions can really help inspire other resellers and get them to start thinking about things that they may not have thought of before. I know some of these questions that you guys have sent me are really good, and they've actually gotten me to think about things that I haven't considered before. So I've got 3 pages here. I printed off questions over the last month or so. I probably won't get through all of them today, but I'll continue making videos until I'm caught up. And in the future, if you ask questions and I refer you to look for future upcoming Q&A videos, this is the kind of content you're gonna see. If you're new here, hi, my name is Kaylee. I'm an online reseller. I find used clothing at thrift stores and I flip them online for a profit. My channel is about teaching other people to resell and make money online. All the links that I mentioned in the video are down below in the description. You can click on the link tree down below and it will pop up my eBay and Poshmark closet if you're interested in viewing. Drop a comment down below if you have any questions or you just want to say hi. You can also send me a message over on Instagram. If you like this reseller content, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you get notified when I make new videos. Let's jump into today's video. So I have already personally answered all of these questions to the people that asked the question directly. Again, I'm just coming on for the rest of the subscribers who might want to hear these. But because of that, I'm not going to reveal any of the usernames or names of the people who have left these comments. I'm just gonna read them out loud. The first one is, hi Kaylee, do you also do best offer on top of free shipping? Thank you. So this question is referring to eBay. eBay allows you to choose whether you do best offer or not. The other platforms, most of them do not allow you to have the option, but on eBay you do have the option to do just strictly fixed price or best offer. For me, I personally choose to do almost all of my listings in a fixed price with no best offer format. The shipping and free shipping is something I'm still toying with. Some of my listings are under free shipping, mostly the first class items, something I'm just experimenting with. I've rolled that cost into the cost of the item. So for instance, if it's gonna take $3 to ship and the item I had listed for $10 plus $3 shipping, I just made it $13 with free shipping, and that's kind of what this question was about. So on top of free shipping, do I do best offer? The answer is no. In probably 99% of cases, I am strictly, no matter what the shipping is, doing fixed price, no best offer. The only time I add best offer is if it is an item that I'm not really sure the value of. For instance, like a really, really rare graphic t-shirt, vintage, stuff like that, where I'm not really sure, I'll price high and put best offer and just kind of see what the market has to say about it. Or if it's an item that I've had for a really long time and I'm just kind of trying to liquidate those items, sometimes I'll put best offer on it to try and get the item flying. Next question. Hi, I'm a fan of your videos and always learning new things. I can't wait to see your channel take off. Thank you. Me either. I do have a question and can't get an answer from the website. I don't know who else to ask. Reseller Assistant, which by the way is the sharing service that I use. I basically hire someone to share my listings on Poshmark so that I do not have to do it myself. Reseller Assistant says for X amount of dollars, they do 3,000 clicks. Does that mean 2 clicks per item? First, click to share, then to followers. So if I have 1,500 active, would they share once per day? Is this correct? Thank you in advance. So Again, Reseller Assistant is the Poshmark sharing service that I use. If you go to my link tree down in the description below, there is a link, a referral link to Reseller Assistant, and I think you'll have to check, but I think you can actually get a small percentage off your first package down there. So what Reseller Assistant does is they promote their packages as X amount of dollars for so many clicks. So that's what this person is referring to. So whatever package they're looking at is offering 3,000 clicks. And where they're confused is because Reseller Assistant calls them clicks instead of shares. So they offer to do shares, followers, share other people's items, they'll do self-shares, and you have the choice to split your clicks up into any of those things that you choose. So I'd actually never thought about this. When the person said it, I was like, oh, it does actually take 2 clicks to share an item, because you click share and then you have to choose your followers or the party. And so it actually does take 2 clicks, so I could totally see where they would be confused with that. So it was my understanding that 3,000 clicks equaled 3,000 tasks. So if you picked 3,000 self-shares, they're sharing 3,000 of your items, not 1,500, because it takes 2 clicks. I think clicks is very confusing. But just to be sure, I did reach out to Reseller Assistant, and they got back to me very quickly and explained that that is per task. So if they are offering 3,000 clicks, that's actually 3,000 shares, or whatever you choose. The amount of clicks it actually takes to do that task is irrelevant. So in case anybody was wondering that, I thought that was a really good question, because I could totally see how that would be confusing. Dear Cayley, please do a video on international standard delivery. Wait, actually, it is much cheaper for the buyer altogether if you ship it yourself, offering first class or priority. You are absolutely correct. Offering international shipping has a lot of different methods that you can use. The first one that I know of is the eBay Global Shipping Program. This is where you send the item over to their warehouse, and then they basically repackage and send it internationally for you. The second would be doing it yourself, which is, putting in the dimensions and the weight just like you do for shipping nationally. You just choose to allow to ship to other countries, and it can calculate it for you. And then the third option is a new to me option, and it is eBay's standard delivery. Very similar to eBay's global shipping program, except you're not sending it to the warehouse, you're actually sending it to the buyer's international address. But they have created flat rates through USPS for where it's going to. It's a flat rate for the buyer, which can save them more money. So this person is absolutely correct. I do plan on doing an international shipping video just to give more detail into all 3 of those options. Personally, for me, I have chosen right now not to do it myself. I really like the protection of the eBay Global Shipping Program and the eBay Global Standard Shipping, which I'm doing both right now. My buyers have the option to do both. I like having that added protection of being in a global shipping program, so to speak, because they do offer protection based on what's going on as long as you're shipping within those programs. If you're doing it yourself, you're not exactly offered as much protection. I know that some countries are well known for packages missing, packages not being delivered, people trying to scam you. So for that reason, I choose to be part of a program. I do in the future hope to do shipping internationally on my own, but I need to figure out what countries I'm willing to ship to and which ones I'm not. And because I have not done that research yet, I am currently using both of those programs. Hi again, love these videos. I go back to them to gain insight on how to write my listing. Was looking for the video, but you spoke about printable shipping labels in one of them. I bought the labels from your link, thank you, and it made the eBay process so much faster. 2 questions. How do you use the labels for Posh? It prints the labels differently. Is there a way to adjust the label to print the way eBay labels ship? And is there a way to print the eBay labels without the second page details? So I use sticky shipping labels for my shipping. It is a regular size page broke in half, and there's actually 2 labels on each page. So her first question was, when you are printing using these sticky labels, how do you get the Poshmark label to fit on like the eBay label? I did a video on this. I will link it somewhere up here. I mentioned in that video, and I actually show you visually how I print them and how I change the sizing for it. But when you go to print Poshmark labels, they come out vertically, whereas eBay automatically turns them on their side so that they fit perfectly on that half sheet of paper. With Poshmark, it remains vertical. I do not mess with rotating to get it to look like eBay labels. I simply go to the additional options before I print within your printing settings, and I change the scale down to 80%. And so it takes it, if the page line is here in half where it's going to cut it off, it'll shrink it so that it actually fits on the top of the page there. So that is how I do it. I just scale down to 80% so that I can print my Poshmark labels regularly. And I actually just leave that option on 80% when I print my eBay labels too. It shrinks them a little bit, but the post office can still scan them, and the post office has told me that that's just fine. Her second question was, how do you print the eBay label without the instructions at the bottom? This was something that took me a very long time to figure out. I mean, I was trying to figure this out even before I had sticky labels, because you don't want to print the instructions at the bottom of the page, or else you're just wasting paper and or another label. So what you can do, it's kind of hard to find, but if you are on the eBay shipping page, let's say you hit print shipping label, it takes you to the page where you can put in your dimensions, choose your shipping option and the weight. Before you hit print, purchase and print, on the left-hand side, it's like right under where the picture of the item is in the description. There's like an option to change your settings. And within there, you can click to remove, there's like a checkbox to say whether you want the instructions on there or not, and that is where you can change that. Once you do it, it usually saves it and you do not have to do it again. How do you tell the difference between royal blue and cobalt blue? They look very similar to me. They look very similar to me too. So I think most people do not differentiate between the two. I think they either use royal blue and cobalt blue. I actually looked up the definitions of these and the differences just to make sure I was being accurate when I answered this person. But technically, royal blue is darker than cobalt blue, and cobalt blue is like that bright pop of blue, and royal blue is more jewel toned and a darker, deeper blue. If you're not sure of the difference and you can't differentiate, I would say you could probably use either term or both terms in your listing. While people are looking for specific colors, those two are so similar that they might not know the difference between the two. So I would just pick one or the other and let the buyer decide. Hi Kaylee, would you know what's the cheapest charge on a USPS PO Box? I guess I could call the post office and ask, but I am lazy. Thanks for sharing. I feel you on that. I hate calling anywhere to find pricing, so I almost always try to look it up online if I can. So they're asking this question because I use a PO Box for my reselling business. I didn't used to do this, but when I knew I was going to be starting YouTube, I moved, and when I moved, I got a PO Box knowing that I was going to make videos. It's like I have said in the past, it's probably being too careful, but I would rather be safe than sorry. So I created a PO Box. That way people do not know my actual physical address. And this is really helpful. That's where I receive return packages. It also gives me a little bit of peace of mind that I don't really have a problem with porch pirates here, but if that were a worry of mine, or it was something super expensive that I'm having shipped to me or shipped back to me, I like having peace of mind knowing that it's going to a post office and it's in their responsibility versus sitting on my porch, maybe getting rained on or possibly stolen. So for my specific area, my PO Box options are in sizes. So you can get like a small, maybe extra small, medium, large, extra large. I personally have the smallest one available. I pay $5.33 a month. Again, I think pricing varies based on area. I made sure when I purchased this one that getting the small box, which basically only fits very, very small packages and letters, I made sure that if I were to get a package that would not fit in the box, how that process would be handled, and they said no problem. They would put a key and then put it in the lockers beside, basically parcel lockers, or if it's too big to fit in there, they would just keep it behind the counter and I could pick it up and they'd leave a slip in my box. So far, that has not been a problem. I was really worried in the beginning that it would be getting so many packages that it would be kind of annoying for them and they would ask me to move up to a bigger box. But it's not been an issue. I go to the post office basically every day. I ship every day, and because I'm going there to ship and because I have a PO box there, I just do both things at the same time. I check my PO box, I gather any packages, pick up any packages behind the counter, and I also ship my items. They all know me there by name, so if there is a package there, they kind of just let me know. But it's never been an issue. That was something that I was worried about in the beginning. But yeah, I get the smallest box, which is $5.33 a month for me in my area. If you want to know what your area prices are, or if you're thinking about getting a bigger box, you can actually go to the USPS site and type in your zip code and it will give you your specific pricing. Okay, and I'm going to wrap this video up with this last question. Hi, is it best to do self-shares as opposed to community shares or followers? Thank you. So I've answered this question a lot, but it's always best to do self-shares. Self-shares are the only guaranteed way to benefit yourself and make sales on Poshmark. While it is nice to do following or doing community shares, you know, possibly you're getting interaction back from those, but it's really on the other person's part and decision whether they're going to return the love to you. So guaranteed way is to self-share, and then, you know, if you're trying to grow your Poshmark, possibly following and community shares might help you, but definitely not a guaranteed way. I personally have stopped doing that altogether. Maybe it's selfish, but I really don't have time to go through and do community shares or follows, and I already pay somebody to do self-shares for me, so really just sharing all together, I do not want to have to put the time and effort into. And so if I am going to do any kind of sharing, it's going to be self-sharing, especially if I'm paying someone to do it. I want the most bang for my buck, so I am going to choose self-shares every time. All right, guys, so that is it for today's Q&A. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Drop a comment down below if you have any questions. I will be sure and add them to the Q&A list for future videos. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.